Well, as we approach the end of the shuttle program, some are indeed wondering if it was all really worth it. With the loss of 14 astronauts and a cost of about $144 billion in taxpayer money, did it really give more than it took?
Joining us live now to talk more about this, space expert, space historian Robert Zimmerman is with us to give us his opinion on whether indeed it was worth it. Robert, what do you say?
Of course it's worth it. For any great nation to demonstrate to the world that it's on the edge, it's great. We have to be on the cutting edge. We have to be putting our place on that frontier. And the shuttle was our attempt to do that for the last 40 years. As a program, it has its successes and its failures. As its failures is it was trying to prove that we could get to orbit quickly and cheaply. It couldn't do that. But it also demonstrated unequivocally that you can build a reusable spaceship that can land as a glider, literally a brick with no engines, repeatedly on a runway from orbital speeds. And that is a spectacular engineering achievement. Future generations will look to the shuttle's design for that alone repeatedly. When it was first launched, it was really scary from my perspective. This thing's coming without engines, and they're going to glide to a landing. And I always thought that the accident that was going to hit us was a failed gliding. And that has absolutely been one of the most reliable things of all. It's a great achievement. In other ways, the shuttle was a great achievement, and it proved that you can use such a vehicle to build vast structures in space, and the ISS proves that. Future generations, once again, are going to need to do that kind of thing in space, and the shuttle made that possible.
Remarkable accomplishments indeed, Robert. Do you think, though, one problem with the shuttle program was perhaps that it just didn't compare to the Apollo program as far as grabbing the imagination of Americans over the years?
Well, one of the issues with the shuttle is it did not have an exploration goal, not the way at least NASA sold it. Apollo, we were traveling and exploring the moon. With shuttle, it was kind of the analogy I like to use in my first book, Genesis, about Apollo 8. We were like the old mariners hugging the coast, just going around and around the Earth. The idea with the shuttle should have been to build a vessels in space to make it possible to travel to other worlds. And in a sense, a space station is that idea, but we didn't sell it that way. So the public didn't think of those space stations as those interplanetary prototype space stations.
Sure. Space expert Robert Zimmerman, thank you so much. His website, by the way, if you like to hear more from what Robert has to say, is behindtheblack.com. And a reminder, we're streaming tomorrow's launch live right here on KTRH. If you want to hear it, as it happens, go to our website, click on KTRH2.